If you run a business, you're probably being quoted thousands for design and told to wait weeks for it. A logo, a website, a month's worth of social media content, all of it slow and all of it expensive. I am going to show you why that is now over. I run a design agency, we do real client work, real deadlines, real money on the line, and we now deliver studio quality work in a fraction of the time and cost, all down to how we now use AI. This is not a hype video. I am going to show you what that actually means for your business and the one place where a real human still has to step in so the work does not come out cheap. So let's get into it. Let me start with something that you've all probably lived. At some point you have needed design doing properly. Maybe a brand, maybe a website, or maybe just some social media graphics that don't look like they've been thrown together. So you've asked around and you've got quoted thousands and been told it would take a few weeks. And you had a choice. Pay a fortune and wait, or go cheap and end up with something that made your business look smaller than it actually is. For years, these were the only two options, and most businesses just put up with it. And I'm Alex. I run a design agency called AW Media, and the whole reason I am sat here making this is the trade-off that you've all lived with for years is now gone. Here is what I actually believe, and the thing that the whole channel is built on. A business should be able to get work that look like it comes from a top studio without the top studio bill, and without having to wait months for it. This genuinely used to be impossible. The good stuff was slow and expensive because it took skilled people a long time for it to make. That is just how it was, and it's not how it is anymore. Now, I want to be really clear about what has changed because everybody is getting this wrong. It is not that AI now does design for you and you just press a button. It is this: if you hand the whole thing to AI, you get generic, soulless work that makes you look like every other business that clicked the same prompt. That is not what I am talking about. What actually changed is a designer using AI properly that can give you the quality of the old way and the speed and the price of a new one. The craft is still there, the human judgment is still there, it's just not as slow and expensive anymore. The combination is the whole game, and this channel is me proving it, with real client work every single month. Not just there talking about it, showing you actual results businesses are walking away with. So let me show you actually what this looks like in practice. Take social media content. A month of proper content used to be slow and expensive back and forth. Now we turn it around fast and it looks premium, and more importantly, it does the job. It gets saved, it gets shared, and it brings the right people in. Or a welcome pack or a brand. That used to take weeks and cost a fortune, which meant a lot newer businesses could not have it, so they looked amateur next to the established players. Now it takes days and it makes you look established from day one. Or even a landing page. A page like this used to be a couple of grand and maybe 5 to 6 weeks. Now it's in an afternoon, and it is built to bring you in leads, not just to sit there looking nice. And here is the honest bit, because I'm not going to pretend that this was all magic. This did not happen because I bought some clever tool. I rebuilt my entire agency around this, from the ground up, so that you get the quality of the work without the wait. That took me months of figuring it out, but the good news is, you get the result without having to do any of it. So what do you actually get out of all of this? 3 things. The first thing is speed. What used to take weeks now comes back in days, so your business is not sat waiting around to launch. The second is range. Because the cost of producing the work has collapsed, you now get things that you could never justify before. More content, more variations, more of the stuff that actually moves the needle, all for the same budget you had before. And the third one, the biggest one of them all, is that you're not gambling anymore. For years you only had the choice of generic and expensive and slow. That choice is gone. You get premium and you get it fast. You do not have to pick. Now here is the part that matters most to you, and it is the bit that everybody selling AI goes very quiet about. AI has no taste. It does not know when something is nearly right but feels cheap. It will hand you something that is 90% there, and at a glance it will probably look fine. And that last 10% is the entire difference between something that makes your business look premium and something that makes it look cheap. The last 10% is all judgment. It is taste built up over years, and is the whole reason you hire a human instead of pressing the button yourself. So the way we work is simple. AI does the 90%, the grind, the production. A real designer does the 10% judgment, and that 10% is what makes you look like the obvious choice instead of just looking like another business running something off cheap. When you hear me say AI accelerated, that is what I mean. The speed of the AI and the taste of the human on top. You are never getting AI slop, you are getting the best of both. So that is what this channel is. Once a month I'm going to take you through a real piece of client work and show you the result from start to finish. You will see that what businesses are getting, how fast they are getting it, and exactly where the human judgment comes in. That's so it never looks cheap. No theory, no hype, just real work. So if you want to actually see what good design actually does for a business, proven with real work every month, subscribe and stick around. And if you're sat there thinking you would rather just have us do it anyway than do it yourself, then that's literally what we are here for. The link is in the description to get a free audit to find out where your brand currently is. Either way, I'll see you in the next one.